Welcome to our first DMR video. I looked back and tried to find some problems that gave us a hard time as a class when I taught them in class. And this is one of them that gave us a difficult time that I thought it'd be a good idea to take a look at. So the problem says Carmine buys 8 plates for $1 each. He also buys 4 bowls. Each bowl costs twice as much as each plate. The store is having a sale that gives Carmine $3 off the bowls. Which numerical expression shows how much he spent? Okay, so pause the video and see if you can figure out how much Carmine spent on his plate and bowl purchase. And we'll see you back here in just a minute. Okay, let's see what Carmine should have done here. All right, so Carmine buys, well, actually, before we even get started with that, I want to kind of think about the order of operation. So if you remember, we talked about PEMDAS, right? And we talked about how we should always do parentheses before anything else in a math problem. They come first. And then if you remember, we also talked about the different kinds of parentheses that we can use, because parentheses help us to group numbers that need to be completed together, operations that need to be completed together. And so we have not only parentheses, but sometimes we need items that are outside the parentheses to be grouped with the problem that's done inside the parentheses. And so we use what we know as brackets. So let's go ahead and look back to the problem now that we've reviewed PEMDAS and see if we can figure this out. So Carmine buys 8 plates for $1 each. All right, so in my notes, I'm going to write plates equals 8. There's 8 of them, and they're $1 each, and each is a word that makes me think of multiplication. And so 8 plates times $1 each will give me the amount that it would cost for me to buy these plates, right? Let's see if I can move this up here. There we go. All right. And so then each bowls, it says that he also buys 4 bowls. So the bowls, there's going to be 4 of them. And the problem tells us that each bowl costs twice as much as each plate. Well, each plate costs $1. And so each bowl needs to cost twice as much of that. Well, twice $1 is $2. So that is how much each bowl would cost. Okay, good. So now I know the cost of the plates and the cost of the bowls. And I also know that when we go shopping, like if you go to Target or Walmart or the grocery store, when you're buying things, they add up all of the items I'm going to buy, and then I have to pay the total amount, right? And when I think about that, I think, well, I'm going to have to somehow add these two together in order to be able to know how much this whole thing is going to cost. That definitely also has to happen. All right, so let's read on. Now it says the store is having a sale that gives Carmine $3 off the bowls. $3 off the bowls. And that's the bowls only, right? It isn't talking about the plates. Okay, so I'm going to group 4 times 2 together, and I'm going to put subtract 3 there because that will show that I'm going to take $3 off the bowls. Okay. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to group this stuff together. 4 times 2 is already in parentheses, but I want to group that with subtract 3 because that $3 is only taken off of the cost of the bowls. It's not taken off the cost of the plates. Okay, now the question asks which numerical expression shows how much he spent. Okay, well now I just need to take out the words and put the math all together. So we have, to start it off, 8 times 1 will give me the price of just the plates, right? And then I'm going to add that to 4 times 2 minus 3, and I've got my brackets right there. Keep in mind, even if you didn't use these brackets, your math would still come out correct. But we want to be able to understand how to group numbers together when we need to do math, because sometimes our answers will change if we don't group things properly. So let's take a look at which of the answer key options match what we came up with right here. So let's look back. So A is definitely wrong because of this number 16 right there, and B has the same number. So let's take a look over here at C. we have 8 times 1, which is right, plus, and then they've got a bracket there that looks right so far. 4 times 2, that represents how much we would pay for the bowls. Subtract 3 is the discount. So that one looks really good to me, but I know that I should always check all of the possible answers before I really determine what the right answer is going to be. And so now I'm looking here at D, and it says 8 times 4. Oh, wait a minute. I know that's wrong because up here it already told me that the plates are $1, so it should be 8 times 1. So it looks to me, based on what, whoops, sorry, didn't mean to, hopefully I didn't make anybody too dizzy there. It looks to me like the best answer is C, and I hope that you found C as your answer as well. Okay, so a lot of you have asked me, how can you submit your answers for things like this? There's lots of different ways you can do it. If you like doing your work by hand, especially with your math, you can take a picture of it and email it to me. You can take a picture of it and put that picture in a Google Doc and turn it in here on Google Classroom. Or you can just open your own Google Doc and type your answers up if you want. I know that can get difficult for math sometimes, but if that works for you, it works for me, okay? All right, I hope you guys enjoyed our first DMR video, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.